want to talk about Labour wanting to impose, David, a water royalty on bottlers and commercial users, including dairy farms, vineyards, orchards. The money will be used to clean up waterways. It's about time, isn't it?
No, so
it's about time.
Wallace, so Nationalist policies, we will not be introducing a tax on commercial water.
I know that.
All for farmers, right?
So why not? Why not?
So why not? Because a strong economy gives us the ability
Who owns the water?
Wallace, is that a question for me or is that a question for New Zealand?
It's a question for you.
Wallace, successive governments have assumed that...
Who owns the water, David?
I don't own the water. We, as Kiwis, have to have that. We have to have that discussion.
Please, can
Who owns the water?
Everyone. Please.
All right, Mei.
Okay, so National says, actually you guys are saying no one owns the water. Labour says everyone owns the water. The Maori Party says that according to the Treaty of Waitangi and the tribunal, we own the water. We are the original patriarchal.
There you go. What about that?
So are we going to go back, renegotiate all these treaty settlements that we've had already? This is a major issue for New Zealand.
Well, I'll tell you what,
it's a tonga.
mate, you are opening up a whole can of worms. This is just too complicated, isn't it?
It is complicated, but we can call in a Royal
But I'm
Commission
going to
of
ask
Inquiry to sort
but
that.
you've got to get with the program. It's time to monetize water. They're doing it around the world. It's a resource like gold. It's time to monetize it, to make it really valuable.
So even before we get to that, though, we have to talk about who's going to monetize it, who actually owns the water. You can't actually talk about putting
Chloe.
taxes or royalties on it until we work
Chloe.
out who owns it.
Look, Wallace, I think another really important question to be asking is whose responsibility is it to be looking after the water? Right now, our current economic model is predicated on privatising profit and socialising cost. And that is a big issue when New Zealanders cannot trust the water that is coming out of their taps.
Who owns the water, Chloe?
Everyone owns the water.
Who owns the water, Chloe? Green candidate.
That has to cut. That as part of
Who do
our
you
water
think owns
policy.
the water?
Mana whenua.
Okay. All right. Do you agree? Do you agree with Chloe?
We all own the water.
Labour,
We all
do you
own
agree
the water.
with Chloe that
We
mana
do.
whenua own the water?
We all own the water, and there are people that have special interests. Maori farmers have interests. There are interests, but we all own the water.
You've got a special interest. It was about a year ago when in your electorate the sort of water thing blew up. Did you drink water that was sort of tainted?
My daughter was the first one to go down with Campylobacter. It's just been discovered that it was her. I mean, men, women, children, 6,000 people, and we can't trust our water. Thousands and thousands of people in Hastings are still buying their drinking water, and yet we're giving our water away for free to China? I mean, it's just not fair.
All right, no, it's not the issue. Why is it not? Why is that not the issue, mate?
It is the issue.
It is the pollution of the rivers that are being
Fresh,
caused by
safe drinking water
our
is the
farms and
priority.
our... that's actually where the pollution is coming from.
David?
Hawke's Bay is the fruit bowl of New Zealand. Yeah, Anna wants to say to her fruit growers, orchardists, the wine growers
Then
there,
they can pay
that they
for
want to
it.
put a tax on top of that.
But you're scaremongering, though.
No,
You're scaremongering. You
I'm
are.
not scaremongering, Wallace. So
It is actually, David. You are scaremongering.
Why is it
Now
scaremongering?
listen,
if you're
it's going to
saying
be pittance. And the other thing is that
is a pittance.
it's a local
It is a
levy.
pittance.
The local regions are going to prioritise, and they're going to have a right to say what they think that should be.
so it's a
We
pittance.
have
They
got
have to
water
go to
bottling
Chloe.
plants.
I want to go to what do the Green Party want to do? What sort of levy do they want to put on water?
So for commercial bottling, we want to put a 10 cent per litre charge on that. We want to put a moratorium.
10 cents per litre?
Oh, look, it's international standard, Wallace. But look, we need to be looking at the issue here, which is that right now New Zealanders simply cannot trust the water that is coming out of their taps.
And Chloe,
can't.
Okay, so I'm sorry to interrupt, but what about sort of water for growing your vegetables and that sort of thing? What sort of levy would that?
So part of our policy is to have meetings and hui all around Aotearoa with New Zealanders to figure out and to involve farmers in the conversation to figure out what works.
So everybody needs
I
to
don't
have
think
that
that this is something that
conversation.
should be dictated to people. Farmers need to be a part of the solution.
Yeah.
So we
Okay.
need
We'll come
a
back.
Royal Commission
Mate.
of Inquiry into this.
All right, May, we'll come back to you, but let's go to Charlotte.
Interesting you talk farmers, actually, because I'm with Andrew Curtis, Irrigation New Zealand CEO. Thanks so much for coming along. What do you think of Labour's tax ideas?
I don't think Labour's tax ideas work at all. I mean, look, we've been talking over there about how it's about polluter pays. How does a tax on water do polluter pays? When you look at where the irrigated area is in New Zealand and where all the issues are, the biggest issues are in Northland, they're in Auckland, but there's no irrigators there. So how's a tax going to resolve water quality? Go back to the drawing board and have a conversation, and yet we're quite happy to be part of that conversation.
What would you suggest if you were on that meeting at the drawing board?
There's a heap of ideas there. You
Tell
can
me
have a
one.
look at. You can have a look at the discharge tax. Just discharge tax. So there's
What is a discharge tax? No?
Well, you're looking at the impacts. People that are discharging sewage from towns. You're looking at impacts from leaching from dairy farms and from other
Cows
things.
do that.
But you're not going to do that through a tax on water, because that's dumb. Let's get
not?
rid of it.
Interesting. If there was a tax on our water and the farmers were affected by that, that would kind of mean our vegetables and fruit would become more expensive, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's a given, and that's something we're going to have to accept in New Zealand. If we want good water quality, then fruit prices are going to go up. There's a cost to the environmental limits that we're now having to farm within.
Interesting.
All right, Charlotte, thank you very much. Anna, let's pick up on that. Are the growers in the Hawke's Bay giving you a hard time?
Look, I was with 100 growers yesterday.
What are they saying to you?
One of them said if I did it, I'd never speak to me again. Another one said he was relaxed about it. Just, we are in one of the areas where this will have a huge impact on our protecting our safe, fresh water. That is a birthright of New Zealand. We have a birthright to fresh, safe drinking water, and we have a birthright to swim in clean rivers. Now, this guy over there, was he talking? A discharge tax. Now, that sounds dirty.
Yeah, all right. What do you make? What do you make, David, of what Anna says there?
Oh, look, so
dirty
National's
tax.
been very clear. We want to clean up our lakes and our rivers, right? There's
Well,
doubt
do
about
you,
it.
though?
Last week alone, Wallace, so $44 million went last week on specific clean-up projects around New Zealand, including Hawke's Bay and including Canterbury, and I'm really proud of that. We need to
And
fix
how much
it.
went on irrigation?
Last
How
week,
much are you spending on irrigation versus cleaning up rivers?
the question we're
It's
talking about is the
hugely
tax on
disproportionate.
Wallace. My
Yeah.
background's in tourism, and I'm an open water swimmer. I want clean waters and riverways, just like these
they're
guys here.
not.
All right.
We all do, right?
Okay.
And National is working hard to make
Can
sure
I
we
say
can
one
deliver
thing?
on that.
No, I want to talk to Mei about the treaty aspects of it. You know, it's funny, isn't it? You bring up the treaty rights, but Sir Reedy-Taare from the New Zealand Maori Council says it needn't be a treaty issue at all. That's what Sir Reedy-Taare is saying.
that is-
So what is he saying
that
that,
is-
you're not hearing?
And that is quite right. It need not be. What Māori are asking for is that whenever we have this Royal Commission of Inquiry, and that's the only way we can do this, where everyone gets a fair bite at this, then we want Māori to be at that table and arguing for those of our waterways that run through our rohe. That's what we're concerned with. So the Waiapu through Ngāti Pro, that is Ngāti Pro concern.
All right. Hey, Chloe, now, Nick Smith says a levy would wipe
Nick
out...
Smith says, yeah.
Nick Smith
Yeah.
says a levy would wipe out the dairy sector. The cost,
rubbish.
600 million. What would
Rubbish.
you say to
Yeah,
Nick
I'd
Smith?
like to see Nick's figures, to be
Yeah.
perfectly honest with you. That sounds a bit like a moral panic.
All right, Charlotte.
What do you think of what the wannabe MPs are saying? Do they have it right?
MPs.
I think there's quite a lot of confused thinking going on up there. I mean, some of where these numbers are coming from is the lack of direction we've had in what actually is the charge on the water tax. We did actually get some clarity from Labor today, and they were saying 2 cents for 1,000 litres, so that allows us to go away and actually work out what the impacts are. But look, they are big impacts. 200-hectare farm, sheep and beef. That's $22,000 that you're taking off that farmer for an extra tax. That's $22,000 that can't be spent on environmental improvements on the farm. It's just going into central government. We'll shuffle it
All right.
around again, and I expect $10,000 will come out the other end in doing things. So.
Hey, Charlotte, just a quick couple of comments from the audience. A tax on water. Are we ready for it? Yes or no?
What do you think? Are you ready for a tax on water?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's all good.
What do you think?
Yeah.
You want to pay extra money to drink our water? Or for the farmers to use the water?
That's not
I
how
think
it
if it
works.
helps improve the quality of the water, it's
Okay. Chloe, it's not how it works? I can
Oh,
hear you.
no, I was just saying, look, our 10 cents per litre charge is on commercial water bottling.
Yes,
right.
okay.
All right. What do you?
say one
No, we
thing
can't
about the
say
water?
anything else because we've got boot camps to talk about next. Hashtag backbenchers. Yes.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.